One of the things I have had to recently give up as part of this faith journey is drinking. Now, any of you who know me know that I love wines. Love, love, love wines. But I think sometime between November of last year, or maybe it was October or December of last year, up till about maybe sometime in April or May, I consumed so much alcohol, and I think a lot of it was sometimes I would get home from work and just feel so stressed or so frustrated or so overwhelmed. I just took a glass. And then I transitioned from drinking not just wine, I started having the Serranos because I tasted it and it was so good. I bought the Serranos and I just started making the sour, or sometimes I would drink it with pink grapefruit juice, and I just started consuming so much, and I had to just stop for a minute. And sometime back in June, I just said to myself, this has got to stop, because I had felt that I got to the point where I was consuming so much alcohol. I was just drinking so much because I think I was using the alcohol as my way to just shut everything out, just disconnect, just get away from everything and just give myself time to just relax. But then sometime back in June, I realized I'm using the wrong avenue in order to get away from everything. God said to us, come to me, all of you who labor and are heavy laden. Come to me and I will give you rest. And I started hearing that voice constantly in my head, singing that voice over and over in my head. And I said to myself, you know what? This has got to stop. And I stopped. So now if I do have something, it's if I'm celebrating some big milestone. So from June 17th, I decided that was it. And I cut off all alcohol, from the Caribbean, from the corks that I used to have, from the wines, from the Serranos, from the, I just cut off everything as light or as little alcohol that was in it as possible. And I had to stop because I figured, I had drunk enough in the past 8 months to go for the next 8 years because I had honestly drunk more in the 8 months than I had drunk in maybe 8 years. Because I usually have my wines, but that would have been it. So I had to stop. And I think after that date, the only thing I had was on our anniversary. That was the same day as my daughter's graduation. So I figured, that's a big celebration. I mean, I was celebrating 20 years of marriage. My daughter was graduating from high school. So I had a drink on that day, just one, compared to the 2 or 3 glasses I would have normally. And then I think a friend of ours took us out to lunch the Friday, I think. So I had maybe 1 or 2 of the Caribbeans, and that's it. Today is the 7th of August, and I haven't had anything to drink since then. But I am saying all of this to say, when we take on this journey, there are things that we are going to have to give up. Things that we love and things that we sometimes get so dependent on, and we depend on to feel better or to feel fulfilled or to feel that it just gives us that avenue to get away from everything else. There are those things that we're going to have to give up, and for me it was giving up wine and alcohol. And I mean, like I said, those of you who know me know how much I loved wines. I love wine. So, but that is maybe one of the most difficult things that I have had to give up so far, because and maybe it wasn't so difficult, honestly, because I realized that I had become so heavily dependent on it. I needed to separate myself from it. Separate myself from it, because at the end of the day, when we get so dependent on these things, it becomes idols. It becomes, exposing ourselves to that negativity, exposing ourselves to the enemy just coming and infiltrating and taking over everything that we are trying to build. So I had to come to that realization, and when I got to that point, I said to myself, gosh, I think this is becoming an addiction, and I think this is preventing me from turning to God and to prayer in the way that I should, or just sitting in His presence. I would just take a glass and figure, okay, I'm good. But that was just a temporary fix. The permanent fix is God saying to me constantly, whenever you labor, whenever you feel heavy or you are burdened, come to me and I will give you rest. Come to me and I will give you rest. And I haven't regretted, honestly. It has honestly been easier than I thought it would be staying away, but I haven't regretted. And I think I'm rambling. I'm looking at the time and I've been speaking for more than I wanted to make this video. But sometimes, when we speak about these things, it just comes. The Spirit just says these things to us and we just speak. So I want to implore you today. Think of one thing that you may be using right now as your means to get away, as your means to forget everything, as your means to just check out of all the frustration, all the hurt, all the pain, all the sadness, everything that is going on around you. Think of one thing that you're using right now as your getaway. And if that one thing is not serving a real, genuine, true purpose in your life, then it's time to let go. It is time to let go and just listen to God when He says, come to me. Come to me, all of you who labor and are heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. He is always there. He is always willing. The door is always open. We need just to walk through. Have a great day and stay blessed.